Beyoncé and Jay-Z, two names that scream power, wealth, and dominance. A couple with a combined net worth in the billions.
Time now for a big story making waves in the music world. It looks like all the single ladies are staying home as Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour, it is struggling to sell out.
This is for Beyonce's highly anticipated Cowboy Carter tour are dropping like a lot. Just months ago, a fan could expect to spend up to $800 for a pre-sale ticket to the opening night in the tour in Los Angeles. But hours before the concert, tickets had dipped to as low as $57.
After it came out that Jay and Bey took out a massive mortgage, $57.75 million on their $88 million Bel-Air mansion.
Yet, despite all that fortune, they just shocked the world by taking out a jaw-dropping $57.75 million mortgage on their Bel-Air mega mansion. Why would two of the richest entertainers on earth borrow money like ordinary homeowners? And why is Beyoncé suddenly working harder than ever, while Jay-Z is facing rumors of financial cracks? Tonight, we're peeling back the curtain on a story that's got fans asking one burning question. Is the Carter empire under pressure? Stay with us, because the deeper we go, the more explosive it gets. The $110 million debt bombshell. Let's break down what really shocked fans. Back in 2017, Beyoncé and Jay-Z locked in their Bel-Air mansion for a jaw-dropping $88 million. Instead of paying in full, they decided to finance it. At first, it seemed like a normal move for high-profile buyers. But fast forward to today, and the numbers have ballooned into something few expected.
You've been ducking this boy's DNA for all his life. Take the test!
Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone.
They didn't just take out one loan, they stacked them. First, a $52.8 million mortgage with Goldman Sachs. Then, in 2023, another massive $57.75 million loan was added to the property. That pushes their total debt tied to this single estate to more than $110 million. Think about that. Over $100 million of obligations linked to just one house, and the monthly costs are staggering. The newer loan comes with a rate of about 5% for the first decade, which alone creates payments of nearly $310,000 every month. Add in the earlier mortgage with its $226,000 monthly payment, and suddenly, they're shelling out over $500,000 monthly just in loan installments. On top of that, property taxes alone cost about $1.2 million a year, which is another $100,000 leaving their accounts every single month. All of this adds up to more than $637,000 each month, simply for the privilege of keeping that mansion. For most people, that's enough to buy several homes outright. For Beyoncé and Jay-Z, it's just the baseline of maintaining one of their many estates. But what's raising eyebrows isn't the ability to afford it. It's the decision to carry that much structured debt in the first place. Contradicting moves, Malibu cash deal versus Bel-Air loans. Here's where the story takes a twist. While piling over $110 million in loans onto their Bel-Air estate, the Carters dropped $200 million in cash on a Malibu mansion, the most expensive home purchase in California history. One property financed like a family mortgage, the other bought outright without blinking. Why such a split? Some say Bel-Air is a practical base near their children's schools, while Malibu is a trophy asset. Others believe the difference shows a bigger strategy, keeping money liquid by financing one property while locking down the other as a symbol of power.
Jay-Z and Beyoncé bought a $200 million house in California, in Malibu.
You can take a loan out on your assets, use that loan, that line of credit, as cash, buy the property, and then refinance it into a mortgage. So you get all your money back.
But here's what really fuels the chatter. This isn't how most billionaires are expected to move. You don't usually see someone pay 9 figures in cash for one estate, then turn around and juggle loans on another. It's a money play that leaves the public guessing. Are the Carters staying one step ahead of the game? Or are these decisions quietly masking financial strain? Either way, the contrast is impossible to ignore. And it's exactly why this story has gone viral. The secret of billionaire debt games.
If you got $10 million, you go, listen, young boy, I don't want the world to know nothing about this because my image, here goes some money, I'm gonna take care of you. Nobody's gonna say no.
That's really affecting my life, and I just wanted to...
Here's the part most people don't realize. The wealthy don't fear debt, they embrace it. Instead of tying up their own cash, They borrow against their assets and let their money keep working in the markets. For example, if Jay-Z and Beyoncé can borrow at 4% or 5% interest, but flip that money into investments earning 8% or more, they're actually making millions by using the bank's money instead of their own. This is why their decision to stack loans on Bel-Air could be a calculated play. By keeping liquid cash free, they might be funding major projects, fueling investments, or even covering other ventures we don't see. To the average person, owing $110 million sounds terrifying, but in billionaire circles, it can be viewed as leverage, a tool to grow, not a trap to fear. Still, it comes with risks. If revenue slows or unexpected costs explode, those monthly payments don't disappear. That's when borrowing turns from smart strategy into serious pressure. And right now, with Beyoncé grinding harder than ever and Jay-Z facing legal hurdles, people are wondering, are these loans really part of a master plan? Or are they a way of covering gaps behind the curtain? Beyoncé's non-stop grind. Now let's talk about Beyoncé. And this is where the story gets even more intense. She's been working non-stop, and fans are noticing. From her Cowboy Carter tour to surprise music drops, fashion collaborations, and even new product launches, she's moving at a pace that feels relentless. And while she's filling stadiums, ticket prices have dropped dramatically, from as high as $800 in pre-sale to as low as $57 right before showtime. Still, Beyoncé hasn't slowed down. In fact, she's doubled down. Every time a new headline hits about lawsuits or finances, she's rolling out a new project, as if she's carrying the empire on her shoulders. And many believe that's exactly what's happening, that Beyoncé is now the main driver of the Carter fortune, while Jay-Z stays quieter in the background. But here's the big question. Is this non-stop grind fueled by passion or pressure? No superstar operates at this level for this long without a reason. Some insiders whisper she's essentially keeping the financial engine running while Jay-Z handles battles behind the scenes. From tours to business ventures, it's Beyoncé who seems to be the one keeping money flowing in at lightning speed. And if that's true, then her endless hustle might not just be about artistry. It might be survival mode for the entire Carter empire. Jay-Z's quiet struggles. While Beyoncé is everywhere, Jay-Z has been noticeably absent from the spotlight. For years, he built an image as the ultimate mogul. Music, sports, luxury brands, even billion-dollar business deals. But recently, the headlines around him tell a very different story. Reports suggest he's been denied massive loans, including one worth more than $100 million. Add in lawsuits and settlements, and insiders say he may have already lost tens of millions in legal fees and blocked deals. The numbers are shocking. Some estimates claim Jay-Z has spent between $10 million and $30 million just fighting legal battles. That kind of expense doesn't vanish, even for a billionaire. And then there's the opportunity cost. Rumors suggest he lost out on an additional $20 million deal because of ongoing disputes. For someone who once rapped about generational wealth, being turned away by lenders and losing deals is a dramatic turn of events. What's most unsettling is his silence. While Beyoncé headlines tours, Jay-Z hasn't been at the forefront of any big project. No splashy album, no headline business expansion. Fans and critics alike are asking, has Jay-Z chosen to step back strategically? Or is he quietly managing pressure that's threatening to overwhelm even someone of his stature? The Roc Nation debt scare. If that wasn't enough, let's talk about Roc Nation, the crown jewel of Jay-Z's business empire. Not long ago, CEO Desiree Perez admitted on camera that Roc Nation was sitting on $40 million in debt. The revelation stunned the industry. How could a company tied to some of the biggest names in music and sports be that deep underwater? That clip has resurfaced, and now people can't stop connecting the dots. If Roc Nation was struggling financially, how much of that pressure spilled over to Jay-Z and Beyoncé? Did that debt force them to move money around, refinance properties, and take out massive loans to protect the brand? The idea that their flagship company came so close to sinking makes the Carters' recent decisions look less like luxury moves and more like emergency tactics. And here's the kicker. When fans hear words like millions in debt tied to Roc Nation, it chips away at the image of total dominance. Suddenly, the empire doesn't look unshakable. It looks like it's carrying heavy weight behind the scenes. Beyoncé's hustle and Jay-Z's silence make a lot more sense when you realize Roc Nation may have been closer to collapse than anyone thought. And that's exactly why this revelation lit social media on fire. The perfect storm of doubt around one of the most powerful celebrity empires in the world. The cost of the lifestyle. When people imagine the Carter lifestyle, they picture luxury at the highest level, private chefs, round-the-clock security, sprawling estates, and an entourage of staff. But what many don't realize is just how much it costs to keep that world running. Beyond the staggering mortgage payments, insiders estimate the annual property taxes alone are $1.2 million. Add in security teams, maintenance for multiple mega mansions, chefs, drivers, and personal staff, and the monthly bill easily pushes past $600,000. That's more than most people make in a decade. And it's just the baseline for the Carters. Multiply that across multiple estates, plus the cost of private travel, events, and business operations. And suddenly, their lifestyle looks less like effortless wealth and more like a carefully managed machine that must constantly generate revenue to survive. Here's where the concern deepens. Unlike everyday expenses, these costs never go away. The bigger the empire, the higher the upkeep. And if revenue dips, those fixed costs don't budge. This is why some experts believe Beyoncé's relentless grind isn't about staying visible. It's about keeping that machine funded. The empire is breathtaking to look at, but behind the scenes, it may be balanced on a razor's edge of continuous income and sky-high expenses. Cracks in the image? For decades, Jay-Z and Beyoncé have built an image of perfection, untouchable icons who seem to rise above the chaos of fame. But lately, that image is starting to show signs of stress. Fans are noticing unusual patterns, ticket prices for Beyoncé's tour dropping drastically, whispers about denied loans, lawsuits piling up, and Roc Nation's debt scandal resurfacing. Together, these cracks form a picture that doesn't match the flawless brand they've curated. On social media, the debate is fierce. Critics argue that Beyoncé is working harder than ever because money might be tighter than it appears. Supporters counter that this is just part of a master strategy, pointing out that billionaires often use debt to grow their wealth. But one thing everyone agrees on, the Carters are moving differently than before. And here's the twist. Every time a new headline about Jay-Z's legal troubles surfaces, Beyoncé seems to drop a project or make a big move. Whether it's coincidence, smart distraction, or deliberate timing, the pattern is impossible to ignore. To the public, it feels like Beyoncé is acting as both performer and shield, keeping the empire shining while questions swirl around Jay-Z. The perfect image of control is cracking, and that's exactly why fans can't look away. So here's where we land. Beyoncé is grinding non-stop with tours, projects, and brand launches, while Jay-Z stays quiet, battling lawsuits and financial setbacks. Together, they've stacked $110 million in loans on one mansion, yet dropped $200 million in cash on another. For some, that's genius money strategy. For others, it looks like pressure behind the scenes. The big question, are the Carters playing the smartest financial game of their lives? Or are cracks starting to show in their empire? Even billionaires can feel the weight when expenses soar and every move is under the spotlight.